What's up, guys? It's been a minute. I meant to do how I made this song videos for every song on my latest album, Destroyer, but it became really difficult to record the videos because I was doing it with OBS and a capture card and all this stuff. It was too complicated. But now I have a new software that allows me to record natively on my Mac, so I can make these whenever I want. So yeah, let's break down how I made Guest List. First off, I just want to say this was recorded entirely to a different beat. I would love to show you that version. So this version originally was produced by Austin Mark, who produced Rockstar, Terminal, and is a great producer. He sent me a batch of beats and I picked this one out, and me and SVDP recorded to this beat.
This is the one. This is the fucking one.
Yeah, take your shoes off at the front of me home. Cabinet stacked up with the sauces by the cinnamon cloves. It don't.
So I mean, that's what it originally sounded like. And then when Destroyer was like halfway done, I was like, man, this would be so cool if this fit on here, but it doesn't really work as a standalone rap song. And so I wanted to, basically remake the entire beat around it. I kept the same tempo, and the first thing I did was find a drum loop, and without any effects, it sounds like this. Threw some distortion and some EQ on it, give it a little bounce. And yeah, I knew I wanted this to be kind of like new metal-y, but I didn't want it to be like corny. And so the first thing I did was add this guitar, which was just this chord. I think it's in drop D. I came up with this riff. And so I knew this would be like the sort of like the main driver of the beat was just this. And obviously under that we have this 808 every 4 bars or 8 bars. For parts of the beat, the 808 changes. So over here we have, at the very beginning of the song, we have these chords. I came up with this later because I knew there had to be like some sort of an intro. If you remember listening to the remix version, the intro was just me being like, yo, this is the one, man, which was super corny. And so I came up with these guitar chords for the beginning. Which, if you listen to my music enough, you know that is probably the most I'll Be the Nomad chord progression of all time. And I knew I wanted to bring that back in at some point, but I had to transition, and figure out a proper pattern. So we have this, loop. But I knew I couldn't just let that happen for 4 bars without any sort of a break or anything. I pulled in this sample. And you'll hear some of that in SVDP's verse, but for my verse, I just wanted to pull out this end part and just a little chop, and that plays in nicely to transition into the next 4 bars. And then here, it completely switches. So when it switches, I knew that the song was going to be complicated because there's already so many moving parts in the first maybe 8 bars. But when it switches, the vibe completely shifts. So we have the chords coming back in. Two of the same chord progression guitar things, right? And on top of that, we have this atmospheric like synth loop pad thing. It's actually, it doesn't sound like that. It's been reversed. Like obviously with like the drums, we have some little cinematic like transition. I just think it's so funny in retrospect, like looking at files and like looking at my decision making when I was producing this. It's so random. All of this stuff, it might seem kind of glued together when you listen to it at the end, but looking at the file, it's like, God, what was I even thinking? And so we have those 3 elements kind of shifting the vibe. And this is when I do the fast flow. Back in the tour bus, better. Like, oh yeah, and how could I forget the most Arctic Monkeys like lead guitar riff you can think of right here. Which this guitar has like it sounds super like kind of distinct. It has this Waves Real ADT. effect on it. This is like my favorite thing to put on guitar. It's so fucking cool. Please try it out if you have $30. This is totally worth it. And we also have synth transition that happens every now and then in the song, which is this. Which super crazy. And then we go into the chorus and we are hit with the heavy rock guitars again. So this was a split decision. I did not think that I was going to go into a kind of breakout chorus where all the instruments just drop out and it's just like the vocal and like the guitar in the back. Worked nicely. And I think when I found the right drum fill parts over here, it's hard to find sounds that sounded like, okay, this is a real drum kit. It seems like it doesn't make any sense, but it's paired up with the fake drum kick over here as well. Out of context, it's like, what the fuck am I listening to? But along with the guitars in the hook, I also added real bass, and so that helps. Had that happening in the beginning, and then so along with the guitars over here and the fake drums, it sounds real. And so really a great takeaway from this is if you want to fake it, layers. Okay, layers, you can make it sound real. Because there were no real drums involved in this. You know, the guitar is doing different riffs in the hook. Another key thing to making it sound real is the guitar is really being played. It sounds like there is a band behind this. And then it drops into like a full beat. It's like the most Limp Bizkit shit ever. I mean, that's the hook. That's what the hook is at the end as well. And then when we go into SVDP's verse, the beat is actually exactly the same. But for the first, I think, 8 bars, instead of this, I wanted to switch it up. So I used that sample from before. And I put a different chop on it in his verse. So we have
body turn head hunter, this introvert going extra out, going extraordinary.
So we have little accent things that happen here and there to keep building moments in the song. Specifically over here, we build another moment.
Man walking not knowing that they dead already. I'ma let them live for a little. Let them all free fall down to the left.
Then we go back into the regular verse, which is sick. Because then it's like, okay, it's a callback. And then we do a little live breakdown at the end of these 8 bars, which I forgot was here. Which is just me playing over this sample, but I'm imitating it with real guitar. Which, if you're wondering like, wow, how does that guitar sound like that? Boy, do I have a treat for you. I have purchased, once again, the MXR Blue Box. If I've already made a video with this pedal in it, here it is fucking again, and it's still great, okay? And then we go into the sort of melodic part of his verse, which is using these same chords, but we don't go back into the full drum loop yet. This time we go into this, which is actually a drum loop from the original beat that Austin Mark produced, but I asked him for the drum stems so I could mix it in just for these 4 bars. Any sane person might think, why is that necessary? I don't have the answer for you. And then it goes back into the regular drums right after it.
I'm back on my shit, go figure that show, please go for a figure that whole pot.
I don't do no splits.
I don't do no splits.
And then here, the only thing different at the end of it, sort of one-shot siren sound. Whoa. A lot of rap songs have sirens. I think it's very important to keep this going. The fuck the police is a universal message that should not only be said again and again, but should be exclaimed and expressed in sonic methods, if possible. And also, it sounds fucking sick. This is like a fucking hurricane siren or something. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the song. Then the chorus just kind of repeats itself. And then obviously, if you've heard the whole song, my friend Cameron left me a voicemail.
Avi, please shut the hell up. Harrison literally told me you guys...
It was such a legendary voicemail, and he was responding to a text in which I basically called him a fucking chud. And so this is a great outcome of that. So that's how I made Guest List. Lots of moving parts, but really, yeah, there's really nothing else to add to that. The break out into live sections and it snaps back into the beat, and then there's 4 bars in the song which don't sound like any other part of the song ever. It doesn't happen again, and there's a 4-bar drum break that never happens again. And so this one is just kind of like, how far can I push production wise and how many moments can I create in a song is what I was going for. Yeah, now I have the ability to record these super easily, so I'm gonna do the rest of the album. And also, if you're like, man, I would love to know how you made Sex and Drugs or something that I made a long time ago that you like, I could probably show you. So leave a comment if you want, or fucking don't. I don't care. Love y'all. Thank you so much.